What's up, guys? I'm coming to another video pertaining this one right here. James Harden talks to critics about being wrong and about Rockets title hopes and himself. Really, he's talking about how they're wrong about him. We all know James Harden is a selfish player. And Stephen A is going to be interviewing him. So they're going to talk about him, provide feedback.
This season, 2019, 2020, the Houston Rockets are considered title contenders. How are you feeling about this team right now?
I think we're in a good place.
Well, you feel like how the other seasons feel like. You're going to win a bunch of games. You're going to score a lot of points. It's going to come down to the second and conference finals.
We got 3 L's, but I think we let 2 of those slip away. Adjustments that 10 games in, it's normal. But
it's funny to hear him talk about adjustments, brother. You don't play adjustment. You don't do adjustments. Hey, watch this. James Harden is like the basketball version of Pinocchio. When he lies, his beard grows.
Overall, like the pieces that we have more than enough. It's just clicking together and figuring it out as soon as possible.
You say more than enough. More than enough for what?
Yeah, more than enough for what?
To win the chip.
To win a chip.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal. Yeah.
In other words, in the playoffs, like I just stated.
So far this season,
not the regular season.
When you talk about Russell Westbrook being a member of this team, what kind of adjustment, if any, have you specifically had to make?
Yeah, he could do his thing, but when I ISO, make sure he's standing on the corner and be ready. That's what I think.
I haven't made any. Obviously.
Of course, because you don't make adjustments.
I try to find spots for us to get him going or whatnot.
You just gonna kick him out the ball either when he's open or when you come on the top of the key and be like, "Rush, your turn." It's like tag team. It's like the WWE tag team match. They smack each other's hands when it's time for each other to go. And who's gonna isolate on the center of the key or the top of the key?
I try to put myself in his shoes. He's obviously had a franchise for the last 12 years, so I don't want to make it I want to make it as comfortable for him as I can. You know what I'm saying? And give him the ball and allow him to do what he do.
Yeah, you said the same thing about Chris Paul, brother. Here's the thing: when the playoffs start, he's gonna try to do what he do, and you're gonna come down to you isolated for 20 seconds.
Makes him great,
and it's gonna make nobody comfortable.
And then I'll just figure everything else out, which normally happen. But it's only, like I said, it's been 10 games, so so far so good.
In your career, you've been to 4 conference finals. 4 conference finals, 2 with Oklahoma City, 1 of the NBA Finals berth, obviously, and another 2 with Houston, but you haven't gotten to the NBA Finals yet. When you look at yourself right now in your career, where do you feel you are? How much time do you have left?
Man, Stephen A looks like a nematode. Like you finna start nibbling on Harden's beard and try to place it where his hairline used to be. Like, hey, Harden, you got too much hair. Give me some of that.
Left. Do you feel like you're running out of time?
No, I don't feel like I'm running out of time. I don't feel like running out of time. I've had a few opportunities, but just overall, as I look at the roster, and that's one of the reasons I put so much work in with the front office, because just detailed and players and
yeah, you put some work in with the front office. That's why Russ came here in the first place. You got CP3 shipped out of here.
From last year we had like a lot of younger guys, and this year we got a lot of vet. We got a vet team. And with the addition, obviously, of Russ, but we got.
Well, I don't know if they ever had younger guys last year. They had around the same core team since 2018. PJ's old. Austin's a vet. Gerald Green is in his 30s. Trevor Ariza was a vet, but he left. Kenneth Fareed has become a vet. Clint Capella, he's probably about 26, 27. I won't say they had a lot of young guys.
Another vet, Tyson, who has championship mindset, that can help us get to where we want to go. But ultimately, obviously, it relies on me and Russ. So,
Yeah, it relies on you jacking 30 shots. And if you can hit, let's see, if you can hit about 41% of it, then you might win a ring. But I don't think that ever happened.
Time is not running out, but, we're ready now.
You're 30 years of age. People look at you. You averaged 36 last year. You're averaging 37 a game right now. Playing the way that you play in this system, do you believe that can deliver the chip?
Yeah, but honestly, it's not even about me scoring. Like, I don't.
Watch his beard grow. He lying. Like I said, basketball Pinocchio. I think Golden State being in the league, watching how he talks about Golden State, I think he wanted to beat him, but I think in his heart he never truly believe he can beat him. I think he was like, let's see how far we can go. You know, I believe we can compete with him. I don't believe in his heart he truly believed he can beat him. So he used that Golden State as an excuse to try to rack up points and
Go in the
MVP.
game trying to score, all his points. I just try to make the best, best reads as possible. And the way teams are guard now, they're trying to, eliminate the shooters and make me finish and make me be the scorer. So I mean, it is what I have, it is what I have to do until the teams adjust.
Teams ain't going to adjust to nothing. They're going to guard you the same because you're predictable. It's been, and to be honest with you, this is how every team guarded you. Even when you went to the Western Conference Finals in 2015, they're going to guard you the same. They're going to force you to drive, and they're going to force you to finish over the top. And they're going to dare you to jack up a bunch of shots. And then over the course of the 7-game series, your efficiency is going to drop, and your teammates are going to be cold. And you're going to have to adjust. Other teams is not going to adjust until you adjust.
But I go in there and try to make the best play, whether it's scoring, whether it's making the play for my shooters or my bigs. And, every game is different.
Let's get a little personal here.
James look like he's hiding the drugs he takes in his beard. Because he sounds like a brother that takes drugs.
From the perspective, do we look
And I mean hardcore drugs.
at numbers and what you do to the regular season?
Look
In
at
the
that, you saw him scratch his nose, that boy in that coat.
postseason, the numbers are there, but percentage shooting, percentage things of that nature, people bring that stuff into question.
Yeah.
Do you feel that you have been fairly critiqued over the last few years? How do you feel about that?
Nah, but I'm not someone to just.
You say you don't feel like he's been fairly critiqued. James Harden, you either delusional or you just talking. Nobody wants to see you score a bunch of points in the regular season and go out disappointing.
Complain about it, or argue or debate about it. Like I'm just whatever's in front of me, whatever is on my plate, I just deal with it and I figure it out. And whether it's teammates, whether it's coaches, whether it's the situation I'm in, I'm not the type to point fingers or blame or put anybody. And I just put it on myself, and I just try to find ways to come out on top. And it hasn't happened so far, but I'll keep pushing until it happens.
And you'll keep pushing, all right, just like you pushed that CP3 trade.
Well, listen, even though I've been known to debate every now and then, the bottom line is we're not going to debate here. The floor is yours. When people
In other words, Stephen, they disagree.
talk about your game, what is it about their critique of your game that you believe people don't get right, that they've misconstrued, that they've gotten?
Everything.
Basketball Pinocchio watches beard grow.
Yeah. Oh, he's looking for foul call.
Yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, look, I told you guys this. Beavis and Butthead, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. The brother definitely had drugs in his beard.
Or he flops, or
Oh, goodness gracious. You looking in the mirror, bruh. You watching your highlights? You should watch your highlights.
he.
James Harden, the type that watch himself play and not know it's him and be like, who that dude is? That dude play disgusting. That dude cheat. James, that's you. Oh, man. He look good.
This style of play can't win. Or, well, in the system of basketball, well, if a team is running an offense, who do you want to have the ball in your hands?
Look how he's stunned. James, people say that because it hasn't happened yet. You do flop, you do hunt for fouls. Your style of play hasn't won yet. And it will continue to be the case until it's not true anymore.
In the game or through the game, your best player. So all the stuff that happens, the system and offense that we run, the coach has the ball in my hands or Russ' hands. Like that's our offense. And as far as drawing or looking for fouls and all, like I just go out there and play basketball. I'll think the game, and I can't. I'm faulted for that.
Let me tell you what I've noticed. I've watched you, and my personal critique of you, I think I'm talking to the person that should have won the last 2 league MVP, honest. I've been unapologetic,
Get off the man balls, bro.
but that's where I stand.
It's all good.
Having said all of that, I do watch you, seeing how unstoppable you are as a one-on-one player. And what I say consistently is that in a best 4 of 7, the best 4 of 7 series, where teams have an opportunity to game plan and prepare with days off for you, you're going to need more than that in order to win the championship eventually. To that, you say what?
Yeah, well, that's when we whatever teams do, we watch film on them.
James, you don't watch film. Let's put it right here because you play the same way. You get more aggressive. You draw fouls more aggressively. You don't play like a guy that watch film. Say if this brother weakness is if you backdoor cut him a lot, you won't even go after that. You just isolate him a lot. We all know what you're about. You isolate the weakest defender. That's your game, and you're going to play more like that. So I don't know what adjustments he's talking about.
Try to counteract on what they do, and for me, I'm a gym rat, so I watch film, and obviously I know what teams guard
And you're a gym rat. You just work on finding new ways to find fouls.
certain
And
ways.
you do indeed look like a rat.
And I was just trying to find ways to exploit that. And obviously it's all about shot making, and it's about being aggressive. I think when I'm aggressive and I'm in attack mode, it doesn't matter what scheme or defense you run.
In your mind, it doesn't, but during the outcome of the game, it does.
Get to my spot and get my shot off. So you look at 2 years ago, we played one-on-one ISO ball, and we were a game away from the finals.
James has the body of a man that looks like he's retired already.
Last
It's like James' head has been screwed on to an out of shape man's, a 45-year-old man's body.
our roster, we just didn't have enough. So it's not about me one-on-one. It's not about our system and our style of play. Like, in order to win or have an opportunity to win this league, you got to have players and you got to have talent. And last year we just didn't have enough. 2 years ago we had a chance. Fortunate injuries happened, and this year we're gonna run it again.
Yeah. You did have enough. You was able to win 2 games against KD, so that means that you had the capability of beating them without KD. Not only could you not get it done in Game 5, you did not did it. You cannot do it in Game 6. And the way the playoffs was set up, you guys could have indeed won the championship. You guys would have beat Portland, obviously. That's what I believe. I don't think Portland would have beaten you guys. And you guys would have had a chance against the Toronto Raptors. You lost because you guys got outplayed.
Last year, after you had lost to the Golden State Warriors, it was the 4th time in 5 years that you.
And we're not losing to no regular team.
Right.
So, I mean, what you want me to do?
You lost to them in 2015 after guys were like, you got robbed. So when the Western Conference Finals started, they beat you guys in 4-1. Yeah, that's right. They beat you guys 4-1. And Steph, I believe he even got hurt in Game 4 and had to come back in, or was it Game 5? But you guys still lost. And then you had Dwight Howard with the same very team with Dwight Howard, and you guys made a seed and lost to a Steph Curry-less Golden State in the first round. Steph Curry got hurt in Game 1. The next time you saw Golden State was 2018, the year after you performed that embarrassing choke job against the San Antonio Spurs. And Chris Paul got injured, but then KD got injured, and you guys got destroyed. Well, I won't say destroyed. You guys got sent home in that embarrassing fashion.
When you lost to Golden State, you had a press.
Especially after guys on your team saying that you felt that you were better than them.
You were on the podium, post-game conference, and you said, "I know what the problem is. I know what we need to do." Has it been done? Was it done in the offseason?
Yeah, the problem was we needed to trade CP3.
Yeah, it's not even about one player. It's about.
Yeah, it wasn't about that CP3.
We had a lot of young guys. We bring in Tyson Chandler, Thabo Sefolosha.
See, when he departed from CP3, it's like when CP3 got traded, James Harden called him and said, "Hey, fam, it's not you, it's me." That's what it sounded like to me.
Like, experienced guys that can help us. Obviously then Austin and all the other guys, Daniel House, those guys have another year under their belt. But it's about experience. Like, you look at these contenders and the Warriors and Toronto Raptors, they all had experience. It's rare.
Toronto did not have experience in the finals. Toronto's experience was getting swept. The Warriors indeed had experience, and you also had experience because you played in the finals. CP3 was in the Western Conference. He never made it to the Western Conference Finals except once, and that was with you. The guys on your team was pretty much, so you can kind of say that if you would have made it to the finals, your team would have had more experience than the Toronto Raptors. Obviously, you didn't have more experience than the Golden State Warriors, but Golden State Warriors was once a team that didn't have experience. So let's not make that an excuse.
You're gonna win the team or win a championship with young guys, and so that's what I was referring to, not an individual player.
I'm looking at the Houston Rockets right now, and I got to admit this. At the start of the season, off-season rather, you saw Kawhi Leonard and Paul George go to Los Angeles Clippers. You saw LeBron get AD added to the Lakers. Houston appeared to be an afterthought. But then you watch you and Russell Westbrook. You see his ability to get open shots.
Well, let's see what Stephen A. Scooby-Doo Smith got to say.
Guys like yourself, Eric Gordon, etc. And the Golden State Warriors are not what they once were because KD is gone. Klay Thompson is out. The window of opportunity appears to be better than ever this year. Do you view it that way?
Of course.
No, I think their window of opportunity was last year. The year that when KD got injured, I think they would have beaten Portland, and I think that they would have had I would say enough to beat Toronto. Would they have beaten them? I don't know. Toronto had a great defense. Toronto was, I would say, in the league of Golden State, but if Golden State was fully healthy, Golden State would have beaten Toronto. So I think Houston were contenders. I'm not here to tell you that Harden is nothing or garbage. Harden and the Rockets are contenders, but I just think James Harden is a brother that lacks accountability. He doesn't make adjustments. I think they have a chance, but I don't think it'll be as easy as it was for them last year, especially with KD going down. That was a glimmer of hope. That was like, oh, like when the angel says, oh, and the shining light appears on them. I think they ran away from that shining light.
Of course.
Does that add more pressure to you to win this year?
Nope.
Why
Nope. I mean, we're nobody's really talking about us. They talking about them 2 teams in LA. And so
And rightfully so. We're going to talk about you guys when you get to the playoffs. I've seen enough of Houston. I heard enough of Houston. You guys have enough talent to win a bunch of games, but it's going to come down to the playoffs. Clippers and Lakers are new.
or in the team in Milwaukee, we playing it cool. We gonna stick to the script. We gonna every single day it's gonna be a grind, and we gonna figure it out. And at the end
And they ain't talking about they talking about Milwaukee a lot less than they talking about you, bro.
of the season, the goal is to be holding up that championship.
Do you like it that way?
Yeah, I love it that way.
You like people quiet, not
Yeah,
talking about
I love
you
it.
at all?
I love it.
Because
Underdogs. Nobody let them talk about them. We don't need no
Yeah, you guys are underdogs.
attention. We're gonna focus on what's in the locker room and every single day, work our butts off to get to where we want to go.
Last couple of questions. Russell Westbrook being here, what does he bring to this team in your estimation?
He bring a different dynamic, something that I haven't had since obviously I was in Oklahoma City. Like his obviously athleticism, his ability to draw so much attention, to create open shots for our shooters and our bigs. Other than Chris, I've always had to do all the playmaking, and the scoring and that. So you bring another guy, same level, of playmaking ability. It just opens the floor up for myself and for our team.
Yeah, he's the same level as playmaking ability, but Chris Paul was a better playmaker than both of you. And you can obviously see that the team was drifting apart from Harden's play style. But obviously, Harden's the better player. You're not going to go off on Harden, but you can see that Chris Paul, they enjoyed playing with Chris Paul more than they enjoyed playing with James Harden. I don't think Russell Westbrook is as good as a playmaker as Chris Paul.
That's on the court.
And that's the thing with these, and don't be fooled. That's the thing with these combo guards. A lot of folks say, oh man, he gets 10 assists. No, he gets 10 assists playing his game. His game is isolation. And if he draws 2 and gets the defense draw towards him, then he's kicking out, and that'd be great. But against great defensive teams, he's not going to do that as much. So how's those other guys going to get factored in there? They're going to be cold. And Houston's the type of team where if their offense is not going, then they don't want to play defense. They like to play defense when their offense is going. Chris was a pass first guard. So Chris can somehow create open shots even without just going for scoring. And then when guys are open, when guys start hitting shots, then Chris scores and creates an unpredictability about their offense. That's what they're going to miss from Chris. But yes, Chris did hit a brick wall. Russell Westbrook is overall better. But that playmaking dynamics
Off the court is just different. I've been knowing Russell since I was 10 years old. So he brings that energy and that friendship that can carry on the court as well.
In my opinion, this is the greatest opportunity
Well, Chris Paul was your friend too, according to what you said. So that means nothing.
you've had to win a championship in your career in Houston. Do you believe that?
Facts.
Basketball Pinocchio.
100%.
Does that mean you're going to deliver?
Take advantage of the opportunity.
Are you saying you're going to do it or you need to do it?
I am. We are.
James Harden and the Houston Rockets are going to win the championship.
Correct.
Yeah, ask him 10 more times. His beer gonna be on the floor. Basketball Pinocchio.
This year.
Thanks for watching
Let's
this
get it.
video. If you like it, like, share, and subscribe. Obviously, I'll be doing more NBA talks. And that's it, fellas.